Hello and welcome back to the Spider's Web, and we're down to the last three figures. We're down to the giant spider, the Drider, and the Umber Hulk. I haven't a clue what that's supposed to be, but still, never mind. I can't quite work out whether it's supposed to be metallic finish or whether it's supposed to be just brown and shiny or whatever, like an insect. I've not a clue. I'm going to have to do some reading up on what an Umber Hulk is before I start that one. But as always, I go smallest to biggest, and this, like the other spiders I did, again, it's going to be one of those really long, drawn out processes. It's going to be really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really complicated to do. Believe that and believe anything. We're just going to slap paint on, because we're not going to be doing it exactly the same colours as the as it was when it was straight out of the box. We're going to do, as usual, new enough, our own colour scheme. And with this one I'm using Rhinox hide. Remember that one? There we go. We use the same thing for one of the spiders. We've used it for various other pieces, or various other parts like leather, anything that we think is brown. We usually have it as like a base coat for that. And we're just going to do really basically the same as we did for one of the giant spiders. Sorry, one of the demon web spiders. This is the giant spider. Boom. Remember, the second time I played this game I was actually playing, and I kept putting this out for a demon web spider, and then I realised when I drew the card for a giant spider, I thought, where is it? Where is it? And then it was on the table as a demon web, so I had to change figures then. Realised my mistake, but it's easy to get confused when, like me, you're as thick as a brick. You know, that would be a good name for a song. Thick as a brick. I wonder if anybody's thought of that one. I really don't mind if you stick this one out. Oh dear. I've got that song in my head now, so it's going to be very difficult for me to try to get it clear. I do like a bit of Jethro Tull. Okay, when I say a bit of Jethro Tull, what I actually meant was a lot of Jethro Tull. Yes, I do like symphonic metal, death metal and all that sort of thing, but I do like some of the classic rock stuff as well. And you'll be very surprised what I've got in my record collection. Right, I think that's it. We'll leave that to dry off for a short while. I think I may have gone a bit too much, gone a bit too further with the coats, and it may have blotted out some of the detail on its face, but we'll soon find out. Continue now with this, and we're going to get some more of the Rhinox hide on our palette, and we're going to lighten it up, not with Screaming Skull like we usually do, but we're going to use Ungor flesh just to give it a completely different flavour There we go. Maybe a touch later. Well, quite a bit later actually. And we want this to be a bit of a dry brush. And the reason we're not doing what's it with this? Oh, what's it called? Screaming Skull. There's a very good technical reason why, and that reason is that I don't want to. I fancy a change. I said it was a reason. I didn't necessarily say it was a good reason. I didn't necessarily say that it was a reason you may want to hear. I just said it was a reason. Yeah, it's just, I fancied a change, that's all. So I'll add some of the Ungor flesh in there. Make it just that touch lighter. And I want to try and make this as, oops. I want to try and make this as realistic a looking spider as I can. I know you can get all sorts of different coloured spiders, but we don't tend to get a great many of them in the UK that are really bright vivid colours. Usually the browns, you get a few that are like the zebra spider, black and white striped, but I just fancied, as I said, a change from the usual. And I'm going to, when this dries, which won't take long because it's only had a dry brush, I'm going to go over it instead of Agrax Earthshade or Nuln Oil. I'm going to go over it with Drakenhof Nightshade. Hope you can see that well. I'm going to go over it with that as a wash. It's like a very dark bluey grey. That seems to be done. I'll just put that in there and we'll go over. We are going to be going over with a paler colour in some places, and we'll have the eyes painted in a bright vivid colour as well. Usually they aren't, I know, but I'll try and make a little bit of sinister. I'll make it look a little bit sinister, hence the reason I want to do like the very bright looking eyes. I don't think some of the paint's dried well enough at the moment for this, but never mind. So we'll see how that goes. It may look completely different once the wash has dried and I've got it all based up properly. It will look different again, as will all the models. I am thinking now, while I'm waiting that to dry, I'm getting my glue out, getting my basing material out and basing them so I can paint those tomorrow. But for now that's all we can do with this fella. So fingers crossed, when he dries up and we get painting the extreme highlights on him, it'll look even better. Hello, I'm back again, and I just thought I'd show you these before we carry on with the painting. These are all the figures we've done this week, and as you can see, they're based. They haven't been painted, obviously, yet. I think they look a little better I've still got some of these, the base ink medium, to remove because there's some on the bottom of clothing and where it shouldn't be, but they will easily scrape off, as you can see. Bang it off and most of it will come off, not a problem. As you can see, just be gentle with it, you don't want to scrape the paint off as well as the sand. Oops, nearly dropped my brush. So yeah, every one of the ones we've done so far has been done using the same thing. I did a basing tutorial video for one of my earlier box sets. I think it was the first one I did, I can't remember which one that was. I think it was oh dear God, what's it called? Heart of Cormier. I think it was that one, but just in case you've not seen that one, basically what I do, oops, is PVA glue, just that stuff, all-purpose white glue, wood glue, whatever, bit of that, brushed on using an old knackered brush. Do not use one of your good ones. Whatever you do, do not use one of the good ones, and if you do use one of the good ones, don't message me complaining that you've ruined your brush, because it will be your own flipping fault. Use one of your old brushes to put the white glue on. I cannot stress that enough. Right, after that, after it's been painted on the base, it's just a quick, I'll get this and show you, it's white glue, painty all over the base. Dunk it in there, tip it up, wipe it off, and then once you've put it in that one that you might see a few gaps, then what I've got is a sit-down sand, and then it's just exactly the same procedure in there. Then tip it off, turn it upside down, give it a few flicks to get on this loose sand off, and once you've got that one, you just go around the very edge with your finger to make sure there's no sand stuck to the edge, and then just put it to one side, let it dry. As a wise man once said, simples. Okay, so as you can see, that's come out a rather nice, interesting colour, and I'm really wondering whether or not to just leave it like that and obviously put the eyes in and use a little bit of a different colour for its mandibles. I'm really not sure what to do. I think though what I will do is I'll put some lighter colour on these big lumps on its back. There we go. Okay, so for that I am going to use this time obviously a little bit of the Rhinox hide, and I just mean a little bit this time. I do not want to go too much. I'm going to turn it around so you can see better on this. I say just a small amount, and then increase the amount of our usual screaming skull, and we just want to make this as light as possible without losing the hint of the Rhinox hide. We'll try and make it as pale as we can. That actually doesn't look too bad. I don't want to make it as light as the Screaming Skull, but I don't want to make it as dark as it was. And then for this, it's just going over the lumpy bits on its back, and I mean all the lumpy bits, not just the the ridge down its spine, not down its spine, down the middle of its abdomen. You see any little lumps? Put this on it. There we go. There's some different shape than others. They're not all uniform shape. It's not like a spine, as I inadvertently referred to it earlier. So different shapes. And I think we'll get as much paint off here as we can, and we'll just go over the very edge of the abdomen, and we'll just do a little bit on the legs just to brighten them up a touch, not too much. It is, after all, a highlight colour we want to use, we're not actually painting it all in. We just want to make it just that touch brighter. There we go. And next, there are again things missing on this. The pedipalps are missing, little feelers that you usually find either side of the jaws, but other than that, it's quite good. It's quite a good model. I quite like this one. There we are. Let's just a touch more, and there we go. I'll keep that dark underneath. There we are. So I think that's that. So far, what we're short of now is just the eyes. So I'll just clean this brush, get my slightly finer thingy brush out, detail brush out, and then using the scorpion green, which I quite like doing, we will locate the eyes and just put a dot of scorpion green and obviously this isn't correct for the eyes of a spider, but it's as near as. Hope you can see that. And there we go, that's the giant spider over and done with. So I just wanted to keep it quite muted, more towards the colours that we'd find here in the UK. So I'm pleased with that. So next time, it's the one that a couple of people have been waiting for. Next time, it's our brider friend here. This is who is getting the next treatment. So I know there's going to be 2 people at least who's going to be waiting for this. Who's waiting for this one? I've already been messaged a couple of times from them. Their names will be on the screen about here now. So I'll go up here. I'll put my hand there so you can see their names. That's it. They're the ones who are really waiting for this one, so your time is next. Okay, so until next time, take care, God bless, and bye for now.